Sophie always felt the mountains calling a hum in her bones that grew louder each year. Her family didn't understand. They saw her move as a retreat, not a blossoming. "Alone, Mother? In the middle of nowhere?" her daughter asked, worry in her voice. But Sophie saw a beginning, not an ending, a time to root herself in soil of her own choosing. Packing the last box, she felt a profound rightness settle over her. She wasn't running away. She was running toward her life. The city's noise had drowned her thoughts. She craved pine-scented air and starlit skies. Her children waved goodbye, seeing a frail woman on a foolish adventure. Sophie, gripping the wheel, felt a wild, joyful strength. She left behind manicured lawns for wildflowers and moonlit nights. This was no surrender, but a quiet rebellion, a claiming of her own wild magic. In the embrace of the ancient mountains, Sophie was finally home, ready to discover the unnamed colors of her soul. The cottage was stubborn and full of quirks, a stuck door, a singing floorboard, sighing pipes. Sophie saw these not as flaws, but as invitations to connect. She learned the rhythms of her new home, giving it warmth and life. Mornings began with a different teacup, found in village shops, filled with herbal tea as she watched the sunrise. The dawn's colors inspired her to paint again, a passion long set aside. She also baked bread, finding magic in the alchemy of flour and patience, the cottage filled with the scent of baking and wet paint settling into a gentle rhythm. Sophie's hands grew strong, dusted with flour and paint. She found deep satisfaction in small, tangible joys. This was the life she'd dreamed of, built by her own hands, painted in sunrise colors. Sophie wasn't truly alone. Up the path lived Hal, as much a part of the mountain as the stones. He spoke little, but his actions were a language of kindness. Fresh vegetables, help with her well, lessons in mountain living. Their friendship grew in quiet work and mutual respect, not words. Sophie shared bread and jam. Hal shared his steady presence. Evenings on the porch, they watched sunsets in companionable silence. Hal became her anchor, respecting her independence but always nearby. He never judged her solitude, understanding her quest for authenticity. Their bond was forged in small, consistent acts, a quiet language of kindness. The magic began subtly, a rose blooming in the exact shade she'd painted. Soon, whatever Sophie painted with true feeling appeared in reality. Figs, a songbird, even lost treasures. Word spread and villagers came with requests. Lost pets, good fortune, memories. Sophie found it hard to refuse, painting for others as her magic became known. A painted cat appeared for a lonely child. A farmer's fields flourished after she painted a harvest. Her cottage became a beacon, villagers calling her a miracle worker. For Sophie, the magic was both a gift and a mystery, flowing from her solitude and heart. Each painting was a tangible manifestation of her deepest emotions. The villagers saw miracles. Sophie saw the quiet power she'd found in her crone years, but the magic's true source was her own joy and yearning. The joy of sharing her gift soured into obligation. Requests became demands, faster horses, prettier dresses, more. Sophie's mornings filled with consultations, her afternoons with commissioned miracles. The colors dulled, her brushes felt heavy. Each canvas became a transaction, her soul traded for fleeting happiness. Hal noticed her exhaustion, warning, "You're giving away all your color, Sophie." The breaking point came when a merchant offered gold for painted jewels. Sophie felt nothing. She realized she was losing the simple joy of creating for herself. The magic was a byproduct of happiness, not a job to be drained dry. Sophie began to say no, explaining her magic was a gift, not a service. She painted for herself again, feelings, not things, refilling her spirit. One afternoon, Hal shared a story. He'd painted a perfect apple, but it lacked taste, memory, soul. Some things, he said, are better left real. Sophie understood. The magic could imitate but not create meaning. The real magic was in experiences, the ritual of tea, the warmth of bread, the comfort of friendship. The best things couldn't be painted into existence. You couldn't paint accomplishment or the contentment of shared silence. These were the unpaintable colors of reality, textures and flavors to be lived and earned. Sophie realized she didn't want a world conjured by brushstroke, but a life of authentic moments, The magic was wonderful, but no substitute for living. She chose the imperfect real world. Sophie knew what to paint next, not for herself, but for the friendship that anchored her. She painted the view from her door to Hal's, pouring gratitude and affection into every stroke. The finished canvas seemed to hum with energy. With Hal's help, she hung it facing his home. It looked so real you could step through. "It's a door," she told Hal, "so you don't have to walk the path in the rain." Hal touched the painting and found real wood, not canvas. The painting became a magical portal, linking their homes. It was a secret, a shared magic born of friendship, not desire. The path between them was now both real and magical, a constant reminder of connection. In her crone years, Sophie discovered the most potent magic, not in things created, but in bonds forged, a masterpiece painted in the unnamed colours of true friendship.